So yeah, I'm gonna start with the happy stuff before I get into the heavy stuff. And a disclaimer to anyone who sees this: I've got no ulterior motive beyond the things that really weren't ready to be shared. And despite me making references to God in Scripture, this isn't an altar call. This is not a sermon. There's no group I'm asking you to join beyond the relationships you already have. So there you go. There's your disclaimer. My motive and my intent was always to share good, dating from when I started playing VR chat till now, and good in all aspects. And so I'm thinking about my upbringing and how blessed I was with my dad. It was not just when I say living the good life, I don't mean just in the material possession sense. I mean, I had a dad that wanted to be with us. He would tell me, both him and my mom would tell me years later how he would ask for us to be, if he was running late, to be kept up a little bit later so he could come home and play with us. For my dad's 40th, I remember him being surrounded not just with family, but friends from back in the high school days. And so I can say I'm happy to say I have some friends that have lasted the years to my 40th birthday. So I've tasted so much of the good life, thanks to the example of my dad. Principles. It was never about feeling restrictive. It was every principle always played out to something good. It never felt like, oh man, this is a bummer. You're being a buzzkill. And I would hear these catchphrases of "no good deed goes unpunished," or "the road to hell is paved with good intentions." And I can tell you, I have never, like, both of those are garbage. They're not true. They're if all you're looking is at the surface level, if especially in the political realm, if you're just looking to do a good deed just for your own benefit, yes, that can be true. But when those good intentions were combined with grit, such that even when people would reject your good intentions and repay your good intentions with evil, if you were patient, I have not once in my life seen those good intentions go to waste. Even if the other person was stubborn their whole life, it always came back for the good of the person with the good intentions. So I've wondered, how could I share this good with others? I've known many people, and I know many of you watching this did not get this benefit. And how do I give something that I give an experience that's my own? And so if you're watching this to get to that point where I was going to share my birthday gift to others, this announcement, this is the point. I have a small leap of faith challenge for you hearing my voice right now. And if Raku was listening, I'd say this is the point where you clip. I've prayed about it. I've thought long about this. If you take this small little step of faith, you plant something from when I make this announcement, May 31st, till the close, to the setting of the sun. Friday, hold on, what day is that? June 5th. June 5th. Setting of the sun on June 5th. If you plant anything, it will grow beyond your wild expectations. Fruit trees that you would normally expect to take years to bear fruit, by this time next year, you'll be eating their fruit. And the fruit will it'll be like candy. If you plant vegetables, they will grow like gangbusters and will be the hardiest, healthiest vegetables you will ever taste. If you plant flowers, sweet smelling flowers, they will be the most sweetest smelling flowers you ever smelled. And it will never be like this again over this coming week. So I'm asking everyone who can hear this right now to take that small little step of faith. If I've gained any trust at all, just give it a shot. So that now I'm going to go into transition to the second portion, where it gets not as happy, but it's the message that's been needed to be shared for a long time. So if you were already, you're already on board, you say, yes, okay, I trust, that happened, but let's get it going. I just want to first restate the previous guidances I've given. Do not procrastinate. Don't put anything off. Pay your debts. Make things right. Get services you've been waiting to get. Do not assume you can, put them off another month or another year. Get it done. If there's practical skills I need to learn I've need to learn these skills. Like how do I do an oil change, or fill in the blank. Now's the time to learn them. Also, reemphasize, you need to get out of the cities. If you are not within walking distance of some sort of farmland, you need to move. So the reference I'm making right now is, it's mentioned Revelation 14, and it goes into detail in 18. This is happening right now. The guidance I've already given this year thus far has already come to pass. So if you were in if you were quarantined because you got the virus, that lasted about 2 weeks for most places. You were locked down. So if you had followed the suggestion to have the supplies, 2 to 3 weeks of supplies, you would have been fine throughout that. And if you weren't locked down in quarantine, now you're already ahead of the game for what's to come. If you had already moved out of the city, you would have avoided all the nonsense that's going on now. So what's to follow? So up to now, it's been largely a matter of convenience. Now it's a matter of life and death. If you will not listen to the guidance now, you may not live to tell the tale. what is going through right now does not stop until the U.S. is a shell of what it once was. It is global, and the riots are starting to break out here in Canada as well, but they're not nearly as severe as what's going on in the U.S. cities. But this doesn't end until the cities are in ruin. So if you're it's not going to be all roses and peaches if you're out of the countryside, but out in the countryside, but it's going to be a heck of a lot better. How the next year is going to play out is the supply lines have already been disrupted. Inside the cities, there's going to be more lockdowns, curfews, and there's going to start to be a lot of more food regulation. There's going to be a lot of lineups, and you can take a wild guess what's going to happen when someone waits 8 hours in a lineup to say we've run out. So the riots are going to continue. There's going to be a lot more death. There's going to be famine. And so that's the message up until that covers the Revelation 18 message. There is more to come. It might be me that shares it with you. It might be someone else. I think I'm going to leave it there for now. But again, at the very least, take that small step of faith, plant something, and again, the cutoff is the close of Friday, June 5th, if you want to see this miracle happen. So I'm begging you, if you hear this, take action. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.